Today is Sunday, August 12th, 2014, and the time is 10:16 a.m. This is Detective Blank with the St. Louis County Police Department, Bureau of Crimes Against Persons. I'm here in a conference room on the Division of Criminal Investigation at the St. Louis County Police Headquarters building. Also present in the room with me is Detective Blank, also of the Bureau of Crimes Against Persons, and we are conducting an interview in reference to St. Louis County complaint number 14. Okay, and present with you is your attorney, Blank, and you yesterday had previously had a conversation with a Blank, with Detective Blank. Is that correct? Correct. Okay, and that took place at the Ferguson Police Department. Is that correct? It started there, yes. Okay, then it continued when you had received medical treatment at Christian Northwest. Correct. Right, okay. This is obviously a follow-up interview to that interview, and this portion is obviously being recorded. You're okay with us recording this, is that okay? Yes, sir. I just saw a video about a man who wrote the book Picking Cotton. His name was Cotton. He was picked in a lineup in an investigation of a rape case. A black man, a big black man. And it turns out that after spending years in prison, after being convicted twice, in the first case of one rape and then the second case of two rapes, this guy, Ronald Cotton, was exonerated after a DNA test proved that he was not the man that committed the rape of this original woman who had fingered him, who had picked him out of a lineup after she had picked his photograph from a collection of about 6 or 8 photographs of similar looking black men. The woman did her best to remember the appearance of the man who raped her, and when shown the photographs, she studied all the photographs carefully. It took several minutes before she told the detective, I believe this is the man here, or this is the man that raped me. And then later, when she was shown a lineup of several black men, she picked again the same face that she had picked when shown the photographs. And since then, police and prosecutors and judges and so on, part of the system has found out that there's a flaw in the way they use eyewitness memory. They found out that memory is malleable. It doesn't remain fixed forever, but is open to suggestion. It's like a crime scene that can be tampered with. Memory, the memory of a victim of a violent crime, the memory is part of the crime scene, and it can be altered. It can be changed. It doesn't remain fixed. Memory is subject to changing. And here's an example of how memory can be tampered with. Evidence can be tampered with. Your mind can be tampered with. And you say, no, 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 no. Until you're shown these tests, and then you realize, I'll be damned. I can't trust my own memory. And that's right, you can't. That's the point of this. You can't trust your own memory. Memory is malleable, like clay. It can be shaped, open to suggestion. And here's an example. At a law school in a class that was studying this subject of how the memory is not tamper-proof. They staged what the students in this class thought was a purse snatching. While the teacher was lecturing the class, by design, a person entered the room and walked toward the teacher, lunged toward the desk, grabbed the purse, and ran out. And this was all staged, but the students didn't know it. And they were asked later to describe this person who stole the purse. What was he wearing? What kind of hair? How tall was he? And part of the test was, part of the staged demonstration was that the teacher said to the class after this person ran out, the teacher said, "I don't remember what the guy looked like, except that he had a strange looking nose." That's the comment she made to the class. He had a strange looking nose. And so that idea was deliberately planted in the minds of these students when they were asked, okay, describe the purse snatcher. What was he wearing? And one girl said he had a plaid shirt, brown plaid shirt, and a ski jacket on over that. And she said the ski jacket was black with gold trim. Well, this was all videotaped, prearranged with camera set up to videotape it, and you can see that the guy had on a blue shirt, a blue ski jacket, and even though several of the students were convinced that the perpetrator had a funny looking nose or a bent nose, a crooked nose, this guy had a normal nose. The witnesses were all lacking credibility through no fault of their own. The witnesses were not credible. The witnesses couldn't really provide a description of this supposed purse snatcher. A lot of people are convinced that Michael Brown fell to his knees and put his hands up and said, "Don't shoot, I give up, don't shoot, I give up." And frankly, I don't know what happened. There are conflicting eyewitness accounts. But active measures is a method of subversion of the minds of the victims. Those who use active measures deliberately tamper with your mind. And I think it works because the mind is not what we think it is. The memory is not what we think it is. And we latch on to an idea, take possession of an idea, and become convinced that our idea is correct. And nothing can shake us from that. Nothing, almost nothing. It takes almost nothing will shake us from this idea that has been planted in our minds. I'm attempting here to introduce you to the concept of active measures, a Soviet KGB term. A victim of active measures can't be undone. A person whose mind has been subverted is lost. There is no way to remedy the situation. The only course of action is to wait for a new generation to come along who've not been subverted. And you have to wait for these minds that are damaged to just die of old age to run their course. You can never educate or convince or persuade somebody to change his mind once he's taken possession of an idea, or the idea has taken possession of him.